Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome to episode 103 of the DANGHEESLING podcast. Been a minute since we've done one, but thanks to Tyler, the producer, there's been no lack of content, audio content here, specifically for you. A lot of stuff I want to talk about here. This is a diary update. There's been a heck of a lot going on. And first and foremost, I think probably the number one thing to talk about is that we got a series on YouTube. It's gone really well. It had a little bit, I don't want to say super foresight, because that's not it at all, because it's completely rolling the dice. But Spelunky 2 is by far the best series we've ever done on the channel in terms of consistent hitting numbers. And also, and on my side of it, it's extremely fun and really an enjoyable experience every single time. And it kind of started when it came out, or when the announcement came out. Like definitely there was no guarantees, right? So when it comes to Spelunky, when Spelunky 2 was announced, I don't know if we were already playing Spelunky 1, but it sparked the idea of like, all right, hey, let's go ahead and let's start getting a little bit better at Spelunky 1, maybe build up some people that want to see it. Spelunky 1 that, because at that point there wasn't a whole ton of new Spelunky 1 coverage. Played it for like 150 straight days. Spelunky 2 drops, and there's some generally like really good interest for the game on the channel. And I think, it definitely helps it. We're going from Spelunky 1 to Spelunky 2, but also, the gameplay carryover. The fact that we're starting with a decent level of skill and really kind of pretty warmed up from Spelunky 1, I think really helped. But that's been a huge positive. I have not even really stopped to take a look at the analytics very seriously, but just kind of rolling back on them. Our series like 3,000, 2,000. The interesting thing about them, like episode 11 is 2,700 views. Episode 13, 5,000 views. So there's some sauce there, and I think we're getting to it, and it's in a nice rhythm. And also something that's been super important to me is haven't missed. They're always at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter what. And what I've been physically doing differently is that it's number one priority. So when I get in the office, I always make sure the 8 a.m. episode is done before I leave for the night before. And it's just get it up. That's pretty much what it comes down to. And even so much that for the weekends, I stay later in the office on Friday and just make sure the weekends are completely taken care of. So if I don't, I'm not operating from a place where I get up early and do the same episode same day, because I don't think that's super sustainable. So that, I think that plays there. I think there's a lot of factors that play into it. I think there's an interest in the game. I think, we're fairly decent at the game. I think we haven't missed an episode, playing off the Golden Goblet series of Spelunky 2. I think it brought some new people in. So it's been going very, very, very well. Another thing that's this is probably now 2-3 weeks old is I shoutcasted or color commentated or broadcasted a Tarkov tournament, which is the first time we'd ever done any commentary like that. And it went really, really well. I think right off the bat, I went into it with the goal of, hey, what can I do to make this tournament the best possible with my role in it. And I've talked about it a little bit. One of the things I wanted to be able to do, because I was doing it with Pestily asked me to do it, I wanted to be able to bring a lot to the table in the commentator booth, right? So that there's going to be moments where there's dead air or he's doing something. I wanted to be able to fill that intelligently and also in a way that provided value, that just wasn't filling dead air for the listeners. So really, to me, that came in the fact of, doing some homework on the front end. And what I physically did is I created a Google form. I asked Pestily, I'm like, hey, can I have the competitors fill out this Google form? Put the Google form together with about 5 questions for each competitor, so that, in the event that someone was being showcased or someone was in the top 5 that we didn't know who they were or I didn't know much about them, there was all kinds of information I could refer to and, help the audience learn about some of the competitors, during those downtimes. So that went really well. There was an air of, not uncertainty, but definitely uncomfortability heading into it because, it was like a 3-4 hour event. And I'd done a podcast with Pestily before, so I knew, he's easy to work with. But it's just, just a new venue, a new format, and I get excited when I get a chance to do stuff outside of the box, right? Outside of stuff that we normally do. That kind of makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable because I hadn't done it before. I didn't think that I wouldn't do a good job. I just had never done it before. So, in terms of what I learned from it, I think, I think the number one thing that helped the most was I went in prepared, right? So it wasn't, even an hour before the tournament started, like I had all, everything printed out, all these kind of call sheets to look to in the event, to just make it the best broadcast as possible. And I feel like that's one of the unique propositions I can kind of bring to the table, not only on Twitch, but on YouTube and events like that is, I have, some experience in TV, not only reality TV, but co-hosting the Canadian national morning show for a week. I've I've had some experience in that. So anything I can do to kind of bring or play on that experience and bring it to the gaming front, I always, I enjoy doing that. And I think that's, something, definitely one of my strengths that I think plays out well. And it's something I'd want to do more of in the future for sure when it's the right fit. In addition to that, with Ryan, taking a few months off, there's a couple things I got to pick up the slack on, and some things that also go away. The number one thing is, Check the Wire, which airs on Tuesdays. We talked about, said, hey, look, just because he's going away, we both didn't want the podcast just to go on hiatus for a while. So, came up with the idea to just have a rotating guest host. So every week there'll be a new host. I didn't really want to make it like an interview, right? That's what this podcast is for when I bring on friends to interview them here. But more just like, hey, look, just like filling Ryan's shoes. Like, hey, what are you working on? What's going well? What's not? And just my goal for getting the co-host. So the first one comes out tomorrow is with Dakota's, who's, I've known him for a long time. But it was just bring as many different perspectives as possible from people outside the kind of the normal circle that Ryan or myself normally runs with. So that's my main focus on that. And it's always, and it's been interesting because when I've gone through, I'm like, okay, who do I think would be a good host? Who is someone that brings something different to the table that the audience may not know or may not know that we're friends with or have a connection with or anything like that, that can bring something different. And the number one thing I've been looking for is for co-hosts that are out there doing stuff, like doing content, not just on Twitch or not just on YouTube, but trying different things, because it's an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to learn what's going well for them. So I'm excited for that. Right now, it's just kind of on a weekly, there's a couple people that I've kind of like reached out to, and that's just a matter of like scheduling them, but just kind of like locking them in 1 week at a time. So I'm excited, for this week's, but there's some additional management there, but it's good. I got to talk to Ryan, hopefully, while he's gone, that he can still kind of boost it. Cause I feel like that's one of the things, neither of us have done a great job about with Check the Wire in terms of, talking about it online or posting, social things for it. So we'll see. But that's, so that's been going really well. In addition to this is a little more recent. On Friday, I think it might be my first all time, maybe second, I did a sponsored Instagram post, and this was specifically gaming related, which I'd never done before. And it was with a really good sponsor, a deal that made sense with Nesquik. And they just wanted me to post a photo and, put a link to their giveaway. They're giving away free chocolate milk for the year. And so it was something that I thought a lot about because I just, I'm so cautious of taking deals because I just don't want to rub the audience the wrong way. I just want to, make sure anytime we take something, it's like this, where it makes sense. It's an easy, fun deal that people will get some value out of. And it's not something like, oh, that's bizarre. Like, why, that it was a good fit. And I didn't know how it was going to go over, but there was some uncomfortability too, because I'm not a big selfie guy, right? Like I don't like just post pictures of me on Instagram. I try to do behind the scenes stuff and post a lot of, gaming clips and things like that there, not so much. So I really, I had to take a selfie with the product and then just post it. But I was really surprised. It got a lot of love. um, through engagement, but also just a lot of people, were really fired up about it, which was really cool to see, and something unexpected. So I've been really focusing on doing that, putting a lot more effort towards Instagram. I think last week I posted like 4 or 5 main feed posts, which I always post on my story, which are the ones that expire. But in terms of like the feed, I've been trying to, hit like 4 to 5 posts per week, just to provide some different content there, like content that, because I know there's people that just follow there and not on Twitter or anywhere else. And so I just think, the more, it just goes back to kind of my take on everything. The more places we can be, I think the better it is overall. So that's been going really well. The other thing that's ending with Ryan going for a while is Unity. So it's the end of Unity for a while, which frees up my Tuesday nights. And, I'm oddly looking forward to that. I think it'd be cool to have like Tuesday nights off, or at least maybe now I can stream a little bit longer on Tuesdays, since there will be no Unity, and also gives an opportunity to maybe do some creative stuff with some more co-op stuff Tuesday nights, maybe like do some co-op stuff with Mel for other people. But I think it's gonna be a cool opportunity to not like go super late every Tuesday. Like Tuesday we've been streaming like 8 hours with Unity, and so I'm looking forward to that, oddly enough. And I think when Ryan gets back, I think it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Outside of that, just been really trying to move the needle on stuff with Twitch. It's been, I'm kind of caught up now to the fact where, all right, now we're able to make the show better one thing each day, or each show, just make it a little bit better. And mods have been doing a great job. Members of the team, we're just continuing to push the show, and I'm excited. I think we're very close to wrapping up Sekiro, which means that there's also a special video in the works, which has been great. And it's been fun. Everything's really good. I'm feeling a little bit like after Sekiro, it's time to do something a little bit different with the second game. I don't know how different we're going to go, how crazy we're going to go, but I could see going outside of the box a lot, just to try something different and freshen things up a little bit. So yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. A couple other things that I've done when NBA 2K came out, we did a late night stream for that, and it really, to me, was the nail in the coffin for 2K. It just, and in particular on the show, it was. I always like to take a look at 2K, but it just wasn't a good fit. It's spent a lot of time waiting, and this is nothing. I mean, it is against the game, but it just wasn't a good fit, and I think it just kind of taught me to kind of stick to my guns in terms of when I'm streaming, make sure it's for the show. And really anything outside the show, stream the show, does not have the same kind of success or engagement or things like that. And so I think that's my focus, almost like starting to double down more on the show as opposed to other things. And, I've been trying a lot of other stuff as well, on Twitch. Anytime, with Spelunky 2 coming out, it's been a really interesting time to think about, because I really enjoy the game. I think the community does, but it's just, we've gotten away from a little bit. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we always play Tarkov, but Tuesday and Thursday, we've been playing Spelunky 2 the whole time. And I don't know that that's the best move. I don't know how it's going to play out, but I just feel like there's something to play in Tarkov every day that just gives like some stability to the show. But I don't know. To the end of the day, it always comes back to listening to the community and making sure to keep things moving forward. And so I'm very excited for the end of Sekiro for a lot of reasons. Reason number 1, I'm ready to play a new game. And reason number 2, the lore video. And reason number 3, I think it's another opportunity to kind of freshen some more stuff up. So that's been going really well, and really have just been enjoying the process. I think for the first time in a while, like I feel like there's a good rhythm. One of the, I guess, personal things I've been doing a little bit differently is I record nothing at home now. If I don't get it done at the office, that's it. It's over. And so I've been able to come into the office more fresh and, focused on when I'm home, focused on my family. And then once the kids go down, if I have some like administrative work to do, I kind of do that then. Or, responding to comments, planning, stuff like that. I'm really getting away from recording anything at home right now, just because it can, for me, it got to a point where like one video became 2, became 3. And so I think just by not doing it, it puts a lot of more pressure on me, which is great at the office, to be super efficient and do the things only I can do at the office, which has been really good. And so I'm just kind of taking it and seeing, just playing off of like a day-to-day, making adjustments that kind of move the needle in those regards. So with that being said, I know this is a short update. We're really close to hitting we've already hit 1 milestone on YouTube, and I'm looking forward to, and we haven't even got the update video out for that yet, and we're going to hit another one very soon here. So I just want to thank you guys for tuning in, and for all the audio podcasts here. Hope you guys are enjoying everything. I appreciate all the love, all the reviews. The team, in particular, Tyler's been working really hard to keep the audio content coming, and I think he's doing a great job. So thank you guys for all the love there. That being said, we'll see you guys next Monday for a fresh new episode of the podcast. As always, if there's anything you want us to address in the podcast, any questions, I want to start doing some questions at the end of these too. Tweet me at Dan Gheesling and use the hashtag DG Podcast. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.